Walk us back through the timeline. When did Intel find out about this? How long has the tech industry essentially been keeping this a secret?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. Google researchers and some academic researchers found out that this might be a problem going back to the middle of last year. The idea was, hey, we all get together, we all find a fix for this. Then we put that fix in place. Then we go and say, hey, look, this is what happened and we sorted it all out, don't worry. Unfortunately, news intervened and people found out. So now they're in this kind of scramble mode where Intel was forced to come out there and say, oh, it's not just us, it's not just us. And now we don't have all of these fixes in place. We don't know the impact that they're going to have on computers. A lot of concerns.
Are there any legal issues here?
Nobody has said anything yet, but this is the kind of thing that class action lawsuits are kind of designed for. Regulators might look at this and say, hold on a minute, you've got one or two companies who everything depends upon. Why are we giving them so much power? Why are we giving them so much influence and potential to damage?
So we're talking about almost every computer, smartphone, and server out there.
That's correct.
What are the actual impacts here? What does this flaw mean?
Okay, well, the first thing we have to point out is there's no evidence, no reports that anybody has actually exploited this vulnerability yet. They've all been careful to say that, but you have to say, well, if people didn't know about it, then maybe they weren't working on it. Now they know about it, maybe they're working on it. So the so far is the important thing here. But the important thing is, if you've got a computer at home, Emily, you have areas on your computer where passwords are stored, where, say, encryption keys are stored, and in the normal course of events, programs that you're using don't have access to that data. This feature of chips allows, in theory, access to that data for higher level programs and makes it more vulnerable as a result.
Now, Intel says they're not going to have a significant financial impact from this. How could that be?
Yeah, in the past they've had to recall chips, just like a car maker has, or they've had to pay money to fix for patches. This time they're saying, look, this is a feature of chips. This makes chips faster. Our chips work as they should. We have no liability here.
Now, another thing that doesn't look good is that Intel found out about this, as you said, 6 months ago. CEO Brian Krzanich sold a very large chunk of Intel stock later in the year. What happened?
This, again, has created a lot of attention. But if you look at the filings, as our pay team did, and they really understand these things, this was a regularly announced plan. I mean, as you know, executives usually set out a plan where they say in advance, I'm going to sell this amount of shares, and that kind of insures them against accusations that they're trading on insider information. The timing of this, whether Intel really knew this was going to be such a big deal and affect its stock, that's obviously all up in the air, and we can't say with any concrete basis that he knew that this was coming.